Now on 4 News Now at 6, a push to make Highway 2 more walkable in Airway Heights downtown district. Why some say this section of roadway is so dangerous.
I'm tracking a cool down in the first alert forecast. I'll let you know if there's any chance we're going to see some snow this week.
And voters in the Cheney School District are being asked to approve 3 different measures. How the more than $100 million will be spent and the impact it could have on your taxes if approved. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Well, the population of Airway Heights is rising, and now it's creating issues, not only for the school district, but also for drivers and families trying to cross Highway 2. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. The city is considering new safety plans for Highway 2 between Lundstrom and Lawson Streets, right around Yoke's Fresh Market there. Changes will make it more accessible for people who cross the highway every day. Our Peter Choi is live in Airway Heights tonight with what to expect.
Yeah, Derek, the busy road you see behind me is Highway 2. And earlier today, I was trying to cross this road, but I had to look both ways several times before crossing because of how fast these cars were passing here. Now, people here tell me this city's plan is necessary for this community.
Some people aren't patient. I almost got hit by a Prius crossing the road the other day.
Crossing the Highway 2 with a stroller, Jonathan Gamble.
Really dangerous right there because there's absolutely no sidewalks.
It gets more dangerous, especially when traffic is higher.
When I'm in a hurry, it is kind of dangerous because other people are also in a hurry. And I mean, I've seen how people drive out here sometimes.
The city of Airway Heights wants to create a safer downtown district from Lundstrom to Lawson Street. It's considering to add roundabouts and safety features to slow the traffic as low as 25 miles per hour. It will turn into much accessible space for bikers and people in wheelchairs.
Especially at night, they won't see anybody, so sidewalks and safety is always a plus.
The owner of Seamus Sandwich Shop on Highway 2
We've seen accidents on the crosswalks out here.
Says the safety for his customers is a top priority and good for his business too. Although adding more crosswalks could slow down the traffic, it may be necessary.
They still cross even before the crosswalk because there's so many apartments on the other side. They don't want to walk, that far down, so they'll try to play dodgeball.
Really just to make it a little more safer for the people with kids and for everyone, really.
Now, the city is now looking for a funding source for this construction project. The final design will be available this summer, and the construction will start as early as 2025. Now, if you'd like to give input on this city plan, you can find more information on our website, kxly.com. Live in Airway Heights, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
All right, Peter, thank you. With more families moving to the Cheney Airway Heights area, that means more kids in the classroom. So now the school district is asking voters to approve a bond to build a new elementary school. Find out how much you could pay in property taxes if it's approved tonight at 6:30. And you'll need to pull out those puffy winter coats once again with temperatures dropping over the next few days. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see how cold it's going to get and our chances of snow.
We do have both things happening in the forecast. Today, you certainly did not need those big puffy coats with highs in the mid-40s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures running almost 10 degrees above average. Made it close to 50 in Pullman, and it was 54 today in Lewiston. We do have a cooling trend in our forecast. Actually, starting tomorrow, we'll still be above average at 41, but then dropping to right about average in the upper 30s. Not exactly cold, but cooler than it has been, and overnight lows for the first time in 10 days will finally start dropping below freezing. It's been a while since we have had freezing temperatures. Now, tomorrow morning with clouds and fog, we should stay right above, starting the day off at 35 degrees. We're heading to a high of 41. Not as much sunshine as we saw today, and wouldn't rule out an isolated sprinkle or two, very much like what we saw today. We will start to see the possibility of some snow in the forecast. I'll let you know who may have snow to measure coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
Talk to you in a bit, Chris. Well, the man accused of hitting and killing a woman with his car while driving under the influence is out of jail. Investigators say 70-year-old Gary Thompson hit 35-year-old Mindy Wilson while she was crossing the street at Empire and Morton in northeast Spokane over the weekend. According to court documents, Thomas was heading home from a bar at the time of the crash. Officers on scene say they smelled alcohol on Thomas. They also say he struggled to follow directions and recall information. Thomas was released on his own recognizance. He now has to have an interlock device installed on his car. Well, listen up, Honda and Acura owners. The company is recalling more than 750,000 vehicles because of an issue with the airbags. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the front passenger seat weight sensor on these vehicles can short circuit and deploy an airbag unintentionally. The recall affects 16 Honda and Acura models from 2020 to 2022, including Pilots, Accords, Passports, and CR-Vs. Honda says there haven't been any reports of injuries or deaths related to this malfunction. The man accused in a deadly shooting in Airway Heights Sunday is now being held on $25,000 bail. Devin Bullard is accused of shooting and killing Wyatt Walker. According to a probable cause filing, Bullard and a group of men got into a fight over racial slurs between kids at a nearby park Sunday. Today in court, Bullard's defense attorney argued self-defense because the group went to his house and sprayed him with some type of mace first. The judge set his bond at half the amount requested by the prosecution. His next court date is scheduled for February 28th. Around the nation.
We find the defendant guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
Jennifer Crumbley, the mother of the Michigan school shooter who killed 4 of his classmates, now faces up to 60 years in prison. It's a groundbreaking decision that could reshape how the law determines who's responsible for a mass shooting. CNN's Michael Yoshida explains.
We find the defendant guilty of...
A Michigan jury finding Jennifer Crumbley guilty of involuntary manslaughter for her role in the deaths of 4 students killed by her son Ethan at a high school in 2021.
It was a long time coming, but it's definitely a step toward accountability.
Prosecutors argued Jennifer Crumbley is responsible for the deaths because she was grossly negligent in giving a gun to her son, who was only 15 at the time, and said she failed to act after a school counselor recommended she and her husband take Ethan home from school on the day of the shooting to get immediate mental health treatment.
She had a legal duty. She negligently performed that legal duty. She negligently did not take steps to take care and protect the other children in that school.
Her defense attorney said the blame for the shooting should fall on other people, including Crumbley's husband, for not properly securing the firearm, the school for failing to alert her about her son's behavioral issues, and Ethan himself, who pulled the trigger and was sentenced last year to life in prison without parole.
I am asking that you find Jennifer Crumbley not guilty, not just for Jennifer Crumbley, but for every mother who's out there doing the best they can, who could easily be in her shoes.
The jury deliberated for more than 10 hours before reaching the historic verdict.
This is trailblazer of a case, and it could have repercussions in the criminal law across the country.
You cannot choose to not take care of your child. You cannot choose to not nurture your child.
I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
All right, still ahead, Pizza Hut wants to help you break up with your significant other. Their savory way to break someone's heart coming up.
She wasn't breathing and her heart had stopped.
And a man in Athol is quickly performing CPR to save his wife when she had a heart attack coming up. How his life-saving procedure could save one of your family members and how easy it is to learn. And we are less than half an hour away from the start of the district championship game between Lake City and Coeur d'Alene High School's girls basketball teams. We're live with a look at the history between the two rivals and what tonight's game means for their state championship hopes.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV. Sign up for the 4 News Now playbook at KXLY.com.
Andy's Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, your family-owned fireplace and stove experts. Andy's team specializes in heat and glow fireplace installation and service, ensuring the best heat and ambience for your home. Andy's Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, your trusted experts since 1972.
Creating healthy meals is hard work, chopping and grating. Just think of all the time it's taking. What you need is NutriSlicer, the super easy way to make nutritious meals every day. Just lock NutriSlicer to your counter to slice, chop, and grate with total control. NutriSlicer makes family-sized chopped salads in no time. Finally, grate cauliflower, your favorite low-fat cheese, and veggies. You can get the complete NutriSlicer system for just $19.99. Order today and we'll even ship your entire order free. You get all this at incredible value. Order now.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction, it's too expensive to remodel your bath. Fact, with Bathfitter's hundreds of design options, you'll get the bath you want to fit your budget. Fiction, bath remodels take forever and tear the house apart. Fact, Bathfitter installation takes just 1 day to fit your schedule. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
My name is Jennifer, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November of 2015. Getting a cancer diagnosis is literally like having the rug pulled out from underneath you. When I'm at Summit Cancer Centers, I feel like they're kind of part of my family in a sense. They've always had my best interests in mind, so I'm actually very hopeful for the future. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center.
Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical guarantees to keep your home safe and warm. Your comfort is Andy's priority. From installation to repair and even preventative maintenance. Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
Welcome back. February is American Heart Month, and one family in Athol has life-saving tips if someone you love ever has a heart attack. Marissa Rio has the story.
A year ago yesterday, Cynthia Davis, who lives here, left her home on a stretcher after she went into cardiac arrest. Before paramedics arrived, her husband did CPR on her for 15 minutes. That is why Cynthia Davis is alive today. The Davises are sharing their story because they want people to know how important it is to know CPR.
And now she wasn't breathing and her heart had stopped.
David was living his worst nightmare. His wife went into cardiac arrest after she had just been lying next to him in bed.
The 911 operators, after I described to her what was going on, she said, you might want to move her to a hard surface in case you have to start CPR.
And that's exactly what David did. Until the paramedics arrived and took over.
The doctor said even with the condition she had, he said less than 5% of the people even make it to a hospital. And he said it's usually because of inaction. It's usually because somebody didn't take the step to actually try and help them.
His wife was taken to Kootenai Health, who the Davises also thank for saving Cynthia's life. A heart specialist there tells me if you don't know how to do CPR and someone has a heart attack, you can still do chest compressions with a few easy steps.
Find right where their ribs are, come about 2 finger spaces above, put your palm of your hand on their chest and push about 100 to 120 beats per minute, which is to the tune of staying alive. So staying alive, staying alive. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
From experience, David says you will break ribs.
You feel the snap and the crackle of everything, and it was a horrific sound.
You can't let that stop you.
And I did pause for a second, but then immediately that little voice in the back of my head was telling me, you got to keep going.
Cynthia has now made a full recovery. The Davises hope people see this and realize how important it is to learn CPR. Reporting in Athol, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Some important stuff to know. One thing that can raise your risk of having a heart attack is smoking. According to the CDC, 11% of all adults in the U.S. smoke cigarettes. When a person smokes, chemicals from the cigarette can cause the lining of blood vessels to swell and become inflamed. This can narrow those vessels and lead to heart problems.
I was a very healthy person. I ran every day. I ate correctly. The only one thing I did wrong was smoke.
Now, this is Tammy. She was diagnosed with heart disease and underwent open heart surgery after smoking for more than 20 years.
I was on life support for 2 days, and I had to fight. I had to fight my way back from death. So 2 days later, I woke up laying there with tubes in my throat, my hands tied down, and wondering what would happen, what went wrong. And it was at that point I knew it was the cigarettes.
To help people quit, the CDC created a telephone center that pairs smokers with trained counselors. These are known as quit lines. The CDC says quit lines offer things like counseling, referrals to local programs that can help you quit, and even free cessation medication. Anyone interested in getting help to stop smoking can call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Well, what you eat also plays a major role in your overall health. A new study suggests a vegan diet might be the best choice for your heart. Researchers at Stanford studied 22 sets of adult twins. One twin stuck to a vegan diet for 8 weeks, while the other followed a healthy diet, but this one included meat. After a couple of weeks, researchers found there was a significant decrease in cholesterol levels in the vegan twins, compared to the omnivorous twins. The findings back up other research showing the benefits of a vegan diet.
Well, on 4 News Now at 5, I asked for pictures of tonight's beautiful sunset, and boy, Steve Fader did not disappoint. Gorgeous picture here. This is the view over the Spokane River from Suncrest this evening with the gorgeous reflection on the water and a little bit of dusting of snow left over on some of the ground in the middle of the photo. I'll be back with your 7-day outlook and tell you about the possibility of snow after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Burke's Restoration.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday! Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
When I heard about Northern Quest's $60,000 Lucky Leap Day giveaway with a chance to leap your way to $30K, I was like, what? Then I found out it's only for humans, and now I'm all like, yeah.
The $60,000 Lucky Leap Day giveaway at Northern Quest. Play daily to enter for a shot at the $30,000 grand prize drawing on February 29th. Details at northernquest.com.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch, because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical.
Wait, why don't I know you?
Come see Mean Girls at First Interstate Center for the Arts, March 5th and 6th. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get a large 2-topping Take and Bake pizza for just $10.99. Order now at papamurphys.com.
All right, Pizza Hut is offering to do your dirty work for you this Valentine's Day. They're offering a goodbye pizza for your soon-to-be ex. Now, unfortunately, they're only available in New York, Chicago, and Miami. While you might not be able to get a heartbreak pie here, they do offer an excuse generator on why you're breaking up with your significant other. So here are a few of our producers' favorites. How about, I know you're just using me to reach high stuff in your apartment.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, here's another one. I need to spend more time with my pet tarantula. And on an unrelated note, I never learned how to love.
I think it's more the second part there than the first part. But I don't know. Breakup pizza, probably. It lets them down a little easier, but it's still not great. Don't break up before Valentine's Day.
No, and not on text either. How about a breakup weather forecast?
There you go.
You know, you're freezing my heart. Just in case you missed it, I want to show you our time lapse from today, because after a gray start in Spokane and a few sprinkles, we did get some sunshine the second half of the day and some clearing this evening. It was quite lovely to see that little sliver of blue sky. We do have the chance for the clouds to part again tomorrow, but it is not as likely. Tonight, the clouds will be redeveloping with some patchy fog. Light winds, 35 degrees for an overnight low. This might be our last night in Spokane of above freezing overnight lows for a while. This will be our 12th in a row. A few sprinkles tomorrow, possible a high of 41. Winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Most of the wet weather coming off of the Pacific has been moving into California. You likely have seen the scenes of the devastation from the flooding and the mudslides and the high winds coming along with this system. Some of that moisture now working its way further to the north and is getting closer and closer to the inland northwest. The rain potential through tomorrow night still keeps the bulk of that wet weather to the south, but that is going to start to change as this area of low pressure works its way to the north and east, and we will be just barely within its grasp. Here's a look at the snow potential through Wednesday, and you can see it is getting closer into the southern portions of the Idaho Panhandle by Wednesday night. And then as we get into Thursday, may have a little bit of that snow getting into the central Panhandle. Our chance of precipitation over the next several days never goes down to zero, but it is very, very small. Thursday is our best chance of measurable precipitation. And because we have a cooling trend, we could see some snow mixing in with the rain. Here is a look at our forecast snow. Take you through Wednesday. You can see some very light blue showing up in the mountain areas. By Thursday morning, just 1/10 of an inch in Sandpoint, almost a 1/2 inch in Kellogg, and a little bit down in Pullman, with the heavier totals further to the south and east. Missoula, almost 5 inches, and that's going to continue to grow through Friday morning. Here's Friday at 6 a.m., and we'll start to see that snow just barely creeping into Coeur d'Alene, but any snow, as I mentioned, that we do see with this system will be extremely light. Lows tonight in the mid-30s, highs tomorrow in the 40s in most locations, but we are cooling down. Highs in the 30s for the next several days, starting on Thursday. More interestingly, overnight lows finally dropping back down below freezing.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hi, I'm Ken, and I'm a lawyer.
I'm Donnie, and I'm not, but I am an advocate.
So am I.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
Seriously injured? You deserve justice. You deserve an advocate.
That's us.
All of us.
When it's time to replace that old furnace or water heater, your choice of contractor is obvious. Give the experts at Bill's Heating and Air a call. We offer same-day estimates, free second opinions, and a lowest price guarantee. And there's never been a better time to upgrade, because now we're offering financing as low as 0% for 60 months. You heard that right. 5 years with no interest. So call the area's largest and most trusted HVAC contractor today, before this amazing offer expires.
YWCA's 42nd Women of Achievement Luncheon is March 15th at the Convention Center. We will be celebrating 8 amazing women of achievement and the WISE 121 years of service in Spokane. Visit ywcaspokane.org for tickets.
What can we make for you today? From the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just one day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Abbott Elementary is finally back, and tomorrow on GMA, Cheryl Lee Ralph is here live.
I am thankful. I feel good about it every day.
Tomorrow, wake up with
Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Only on
Good Morning America.
Donnie, what will the advocates do to get our clients justice?
Everything.
And what do they pay if we don't win?
Nothing.
So we give,
Or all.
and the clients pay,
Nothing.
unless we win. Pretty good deal.
Pretty great deal.
Injured? You deserve an advocate.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
All right, welcome back. For many teams in Washington, the high school basketball season comes to an end tonight, but the Idaho schools are already in playoffs mode. Sports director Julian Minnesone joins us from Lake City High School for the big matchup of the night, the girls' 5A district championship game between Lake City and Coeur d'Alene. Julian?
Well, Derek, the winner of tonight's game gets an automatic bid to the state playoff. The loser has to play in a play-in game just to keep their season alive, and it's a big-time matchup. 6th straight time that Lake City and Coeur d'Alene will battle it out in this regional championship game. Now, last season, it was Coeur d'Alene who came out on top, and the Vikings, they want to repeat once again. Lake City, they think this is their year. They've already beaten Coeur d'Alene twice this season, so something's got to give tonight. Tip-off is at 6:30 from right here at Lake City High School. Now over to college hoops. Gonzaga returns to the court tomorrow against Portland. The Bulldogs are trying to shake off Saturday's loss to St. Mary's. It's also the first game since the student section threw trash and other debris on the court following a controversial call in that loss to the Gales. Since then, the university has issued a statement calling the behavior unacceptable and that any misconduct at future games, including tomorrow, will not be tolerated. So as of now, Gonzaga is not projected to make the NCAA tournament according to ESPN. So every game, not just for the team, but for the fans, is a must-win.
Just know that we're in this together. That's what really helps. We battle together. We win together, we lose together, but it's always together. I don't really believe too much in moral victories, but it was definitely a good effort, like on the boards and stuff like that. Great hustle, diving on the floor, things like that. Definitely proud of the guys with the way they play, with their energy and effort.
And tip-off against Portland is at 5 o'clock tomorrow from McCarthy Athletic Center. Now, Washington State men's basketball is preparing for a pair of games against the Oregon schools this week. The Cougars will take on Oregon State on the road on Thursday before traveling to Eugene to take on the Ducks on Saturday. As of now, the Cougars are in the NCAA tournament, according to ESPN, but a loss could easily knock them off the bubble. WSU is feeling pretty good after that overtime win against its rival, the Washington Huskies, over the weekend.
Even though we have a lot of new faces, I do think some of the same coaches kind of build the program there. And I think it's just the growth of this team from where we're Cal up 7 in 2 minutes and gave that one away. And this time, just I think with the experience, they've been getting better.
And tip-off against Oregon State is at 7 o'clock on Thursday in Corvallis. And back here at Lake City High School, we're less than 5 minutes away from tip-off. As you can see, fans slowly making their way, waiting in line. It is the hot ticket in town tonight. Lake City, Coeur d'Alene, the winner to the state playoffs. The loser would have only one more game to keep their season alive. We're going to have highlights tonight on Nightside, including who wins, and we'll hear from the winners as well. It's part of a whole week of hoops here in the Inland Northwest. But for now, live at Lake City High School, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, looking forward to those highlights tonight, Julian. We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including how much it will cost to build a new elementary school in Airway Heights.
Last month was the busiest on record for the Spokane Valley Fire Department. Coming up, how they're ensuring that this high volume of calls won't impact services.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
Now a joke from Yolks Fresh Market. Why do artichokes love Valentine's Day? Because they have a heart.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical guarantees to keep your home safe and warm. Your comfort is Andes' priority. Get ready for the cold with a high-efficiency furnace from Carrier and turn to the experts. Andes offers a wide range of top-quality heating systems that are both reliable and environmentally friendly. Andes' team of experts are highly trained and experienced, so you can trust Andes to diagnose and fix any issue efficiently. Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical, your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
Hi, I'm Robert Sacre. You may know me from my basketball career. But what you don't know is, I'm a father of 4, and life can get pretty chaotic. So that's why I'm getting a vasectomy at North Idaho Urology, so I can finally sit back and enjoy the madness.
Vasectomy season is back. Scheduled today in North Idaho Urology.
Our kitchen used to look like this. So I went to the Par Design Center, where they helped me choose my cabinets, countertops, and hardware, and we loved the results.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, in next week's special election, voters in the Cheney School District will be asked to approve a bond and 2 levies. Those measures would total over $100 million in funding, which will be collected over the next few years. Hunter Bertram breaks down where that money will go if they're approved.
The Cheney School District covers over 350 square miles of land, and many of that area is experiencing rapid growth. That growth has been felt by the school district, leading them to the need for more funding.
And I think it's really about paying it forward as well. And I think it's about the betterment of what are we going to do to provide our students the best opportunities they have moving forward.
In the last few years, the district's communities have exploded in development, Airway Heights being one of them, but remains with only 1 elementary school.
And so we had 5 parents from each of those distinct communities come together with the consultant and some stakeholders, and they just went through everything and determined that, hey, you know, we do need a school.
Part of what the school district is asking voters on the ballot is the approval of a bond to fund that said school and further expansion, along with 2 levies to meet the gap between what the state provides for educational funding and what Superintendent Fernie believes his students deserve.
Most all of our school districts across our state rely on levies, locally funded from our communities to support the schools. And most of that funding goes to staffing and programs that go above and beyond what the state would call basic ed funding.
Now, here's a breakdown of where that money will go if passed by voters. The proposed $72 million bond will fund a new elementary school and facility expansion. The $51 million educational growth and operations levy will fund extracurriculars, sports, learning experiences, and additional staffing. The $2.3 million capital levy will be used for technology, security, and infrastructure improvements across the district. Now, not everyone I spoke with were on board with voting yes. One woman telling me off camera that she can hardly afford eggs, let alone additional taxes. If approved, taxpayers can expect to pay a total of $3.94 per $1,000 of assessed property value, nearly doubling what they are currently paying. In Cheney, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Meanwhile, Spokane voters are being asked to decide on a $200 million school bond in next week's election to replace Adams and Madison elementary schools and modernize other schools across the district. If approved, taxpayers can expect to pay around $1.36 per $1,000 of assessed property value, which is slightly less than what property owners are paying under the current bond. Overcrowded classrooms, out-of-date safety designs, and a lack of accessibility are just a few of the reasons Spokane Public Schools is hoping the bond is approved approved next month. However, some taxpayers argue that they're paying enough as it is. You can hear from them inside this story on KXLY.com/forthepeople. All right, here's a live look over downtown Spokane, where you'll want to enjoy the warmer weather while you can, because temperatures, well, they're going to drop again here pretty soon. They're going to send it over to Chris Crocker to see just how cold it might get.
Well, we do have a cooling trend in our forecast, Derek. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We also have the possibility of some spotty sprinkles tomorrow, just enough that you'll notice them on your windshield. Shouldn't be anything that would cause you to alter your plans. On Thursday, we have a slightly better chance to see a rain-snow mix, or you may just see flat-out snow with little to no accumulation, and most of that is going to be in North Idaho. Mostly dry for the weekend. Still wouldn't rule out a sprinkle or two, but we are really heading into a very calm weather pattern. We are starting to see some fog developing around the region, and this is just the beginning. Visibility is already down to less than a quarter mile on the Palouse. We're in good shape in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene right now, also in Sandpoint with 10-mile visibility, but things are starting to get a little foggy around Omak with 3-mile visibility. Meanwhile, in your forecast for Wednesday, it's going to be cooler than today, but still just a little above average, a high temperature of 41 degrees after a morning low of 35. I'll be back with your 7-day outlook in just a few minutes, Derek.
Well, there's an urgent push for blood donations across the country, so Vitalant is offering a mini physical for people who donate this month. In Spokane, we're not currently at emergency levels, but that can change in an instant. Donating blood is essential for the well-being of our friends, family, and neighbors. For Vitalant's regional director, the idea hits close to home.
My son used 101 units of blood because he had leukemia, and he was literally receiving a poke every single day. You know, I know that people are afraid to get poked, and I understand that. But in the same token, our loved ones are getting poked all the time when they're sick.
For more information on how you can schedule an appointment with Vitalant and receive a mini physical this month, you can visit our website, KXLY.com. Well, January was a busy month for the Spokane Valley Fire Department. In fact, it was the busiest month the department has ever seen. Our Bronte Sorotsky explains why.
Our winter weather last month brought in the most calls that the Spokane Valley Fire Department has ever seen.
Our call volume has grown by 80%.
Spokane Valley paramedics had a busy January. They received just under 2,200 calls.
We surpassed the 100 call volume twice for the month of January. And normally we're in like the 65, 66 calls per day.
Most of these calls, 80%, were emergency medical service calls. The fire department says the cold snap last month played a role, as did lack of preparation.
Even though we'd like to say, hey, we know that, sometimes we're just like I said, we're just human. And hey, I want to go out there, I want to drive on it. And then something may, squirrel, and then all of a sudden you get in a wreck.
Because of this call volume increase, the fire department used its auto aid program, where fire departments like the city of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene will step in as needed. When
the whole system is just getting pounded. So yes, the citizens, they may notice, hey, it kind of took them 10 minutes to get here, but it may be because it's a unit coming from a different fire district or city.
The biggest call the department received last month was due to people falling and getting hurt.
Now you throw in ice, you throw snow in, and all those things that come with wintertime, and guess what? It triples.
Being prepared is key. When paramedics respond to these calls, they will go into the victims' homes and educate them about hazards in their homes and preventative measures they can take. For more safety tips to prevent any further emergency calls, head over to our website, KXLY.com. Reporting in Spokane Valley, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Still ahead, what federal investigators say caused the door of an Alaska Airlines flight to break off at 16,000 feet. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
At Fisher Investments, we may look like other money managers, but we're different.
How so?
We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our clients' best interest, so we don't sell any commission-based products.
Then how do you make money?
We have a simple management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority by getting to know their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more.
Wow. Maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
BECU would like to congratulate Northeast Youth Center grant recipient of the People Helping People Award in Spokane.
Northeast Youth Center serves as a way for families, single parents, to be able to work. Our mission is to take care of their children for them so they can take care of their families. We have a variety of different children with a variety of different behaviors here. That generous grant from BECU will help us to be able to sustain all the activities that we do here.
The President's Day Overstock clearance is kicking off early at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores with special offers and overstock discounts on over $10 million of in-stock furniture and mattresses for every room in your home.
Get that new bedroom set or that living room furniture you've been waiting for, or the new hot styles that just arrived with 0% interest financing, making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
Emma? My name's Emma, too. Are you?
Yeah, you. In a few years.
How?
You went back to school. Finished your degree.
Face your future with Whitworth University.
Leap into savings this February at both Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene. And when you bring in your tax return, Cal will match it up to $2,000. Plus, you'll have a chance to win $250,000 on Leap Day.
How safe is your safe deposit box? Next, Inside Edition, what this woman says happened to her wealth will shock you.
She says all her cash and priceless possessions were gone.
So how did it end up on TV?
I just started shaking. That's my necklace.
Then, the hot new look, Mob Wives. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to roll around.
Country music legend Toby Keith has passed away. His debut single that you just heard, Should Have Been a Cowboy, shot to #1 in the country charts in the 90s, and that was just the beginning for him. Keith had 20 singles go to the top of the charts in the U.S., including How Do You Like Me Now?, Red Solo Cup, and Beer for My Horses. Keith was diagnosed with stomach cancer back in 2022 and was receiving chemo and surgery. 62, still pretty young.
Yeah.
Left a lasting mark, though,
Oh,
for
my
sure.
goodness. Tremendous songs. That Cowboy song came out while I was living in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, driving down to Tulsa, listening to that tune, know every word. And I don't sing a lot of country.
Yeah.
So, yes. Well, moving on.
We got to talk about our chance of snow.
Yes, it's not great, but there is a chance, and a better chance than we've had in a little while. It's not going to amount to much. It's our forecast focus. Here is a look, and I'm zoomed out all over the entire western United States to show you where it's going to snow instead of here, and just about everywhere. This is our snow potential through Friday as the systems that have absolutely battered California start moving to the north and east following the storm track. And it is going to take that snow up through the Intermountain West, the Four Corners region, into Montana and North Dakota, while we are just barely going to get brushed with that snow. Now, as this storm track and the jet stream shifts off to the east, it is going to put us in a northerly flow, and so we're going to see our temperatures cool back down to average after several days of above average temperatures, but there's not a lot of moisture to work with. However, if we do get some light precipitation, it may fall as snow. Here is our forecast snow going through Friday morning, and you'll notice a little bit in Sandpoint, Kellogg, Pullman, maybe a 1/10 of an inch in Colville and Coeur d'Alene, and then we go further to the south and east, closer to that system, and we see almost 6 inches of snow in Missoula, and in the mountains, certainly, of Montana. We're going to get some heavier snow, particularly as we head further to the south. Our snow level should not be the issue. Here's our snow level and how that is going to change over the next several days. Tonight, it's around 4,000 feet. It'll be about 3,500 feet tomorrow, so we may get a little bit of very light snow at some of our ski areas. By Thursday, down to 2,500 feet. And it's late Thursday into early Friday morning that we have that chance to see some light snow, and that snow level down around 800 feet. So if that moisture does make it into the Spokane area, we could see a little bit of snow. It looks like it will just barely reach Coeur d'Alene for that 1/10 of an inch. Here's a look at your planning forecast over the next 7 days. We are cooling down into the upper 30s. This will be average by Saturday and Sunday. Perhaps more notably, our overnight lows down around freezing tomorrow night into Thursday morning, and then below freezing through the rest of the 7-day forecast. We have not had a temperature below freezing in more than 10 days now, and so that may come as a little bit of a shock to the system as you head out to your morning walk. And if we do get a little bit of wet weather, keep an eye on those wet sidewalks and streets for the potential for some ice.
Mom, I need you. We lost Dad.
That was the terrified voicemail an 8-year-old left her mother after her father's car was stolen with her and her younger sister still inside. The car was stolen at a car wash in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Investigators say the dad was drying the car when a stranger approached him asking for directions. While his back was turned, someone else jumped into the driver's seat.
That's when I heard the tires on our vehicle screech, and I turned around and the car was racing out of the parking lot.
The thief eventually seeing the kids in the car.
He noticed that I was in the car and said, "Get out." Then I said, "What about my sister? What am I gonna do about her?"
The thief drove about a mile away before ditching the car. That's when Charlie noticed her father's phone was still in the car, calling her mother for help. Their father was able to use the Find My iPhone app to locate his kids. Oak Creek police say they have 3 people of interest in custody. Wow. All right, new details on what may have caused the door to fly off that Alaska Airlines flight while in midair. According to a new preliminary report from the National Transportation Safety Board, 4 bolts that attached the door plug to the plane were missing. The report says the plane was serviced at a Boeing factory in September. The company's records show the bolts were removed to repair damaged rivets. Photos from Boeing show once the repairs were completed, at least 3 of the bolts weren't put back into place. The head of the FAA testifying on Capitol Hill saying they're taking steps to make sure this never happens again.
We now have 20 inspectors on the ground in Boeing engaging with the employees at every phase of the manufacturing process.
The head of the FAA also addressed the ongoing air traffic control shortage.
Increasing our controller ranks will help mitigate risks associated with controller fatigue.
For months, the Air Traffic Controllers Association has been warning about a greater risk of near collisions and close calls, saying controllers are being stretched thin, both physically and mentally. To address this issue, the FAA hopes to expand controller training programs within colleges and universities. Well, many Americans appear to be overextending themselves financially. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, credit card and auto loan delinquencies have reached the highest levels in more than a decade. In general, U.S. household debt hit a staggering new high of $17.5 trillion. Rising consumer debt levels can be expected after the holiday season, but the New York Fed is keeping a closer eye on the extent Americans are overextending. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features new and upcoming MMA stars battling it out for the next big ticket fight. King of the Cage live at Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, February 15th.
Winning is just the beginning.
Shopping online for a Purple mattress? We get it. With Purple's unique Gel Flex grid and multiple foam layers, you'll experience effortless sleep that's motion adaptive, temperature balanced, pressure relieving, and ultra supportive. But which Purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. And during Purple's President's Day event, save up to $800 on select mattress and adjustable base bundles. Shop Purple at Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect Purple.
Hi, I'm Shane Goff, and I wasn't born a Wendell, but I believe in the Wendell way. That's why I've dedicated 30 years to Wendell Motors.
I'm Kristen Goff, and I am a Wendell. Our dealership has been in business for nearly 80 years.
Because at Wendell, it's not about me, the famous Mr. Wendell, Kristen, or even our kids.
It's about the we and developing the Wendell way,
with the goal of creating the most trusted local dealership in the region.
The Wendell name is much bigger than me. It's about the we. It's built into our culture.
Wendell's commitment is evident by providing what's best for our customers, our employees, and our community. It's paved the way for us to be one of the last local dealerships standing.
When you're thinking about where to buy your next vehicle, let Wendell earn your business.
We'll be sure to take care of you before and after the sale, for generations to come.
We are Wendell, locally and family owned, where you can drive for generations.
Anything else?
Yeah, can I get some napkins?
Sure. That'll be $1.
For a napkin?
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascend checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
Oh, you're gonna take me home tonight.
Queen Nation, the ultimate tribute to the music of Queen, live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, March 7th. Get your tickets now for the #1 ranked Queen Tribute Act.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Well, the Super Bowl is still 5 days away, but it's already a frenzy in Las Vegas. 23,000 fans packing into Allegiant Stadium yesterday as players were interviewed for Media Day. Now, if you're following the NFL or pop culture recently, you already know who got the most attention.
What a time to be alive, baby.
And most of the questions for Travis Kelce were not about football. The Chiefs tight end was bombarded with questions about his girlfriend, Taylor Swift. And with Swifties joining football fans to watch the big game, advertisers are preparing for a record audience. Well, it's Election Day in Nevada, but there's a lot of confusion at the ballot box. The two main GOP candidates, former President Donald Trump and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, are competing in different contests. CNN's Julia Benbrook explains.
Former President Donald Trump will secure delegates in Nevada, but he's not listed on the primary ballot, creating confusion for voters in the Silver State.
The person I wanted to vote for wasn't on his ballot. I did not know that he wouldn't be.
There are 2 GOP primary contests taking place in Nevada this week. Tuesday is the state primary, where former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is listed. Then on Thursday, Trump is participating in the caucuses.
Do the caucus, not the primary. The primary is meaningless.
The 26 Republican delegates are up for grabs in the caucuses.
It's fair to say that Trump has already won the delegates from Nevada.
Here's why. Nevada's state law scrapped the presidential caucuses in favor of a primary back in 2021. But the Nevada Republican Party, which is led by Trump loyalists, opted to continue to hold the caucuses this year and award the state's delegates that way. Rebecca Gill, a professor at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, says that these dueling contests play to Trump's strengths as a candidate.
The support that he does have tends to be a highly motivated group of people, sort of true believer type folks. And so it's a lot easier to get those folks to a caucus.
Nevada's Democratic primary takes place this week as well, but it's much more straightforward. They're following the state's guidelines and only holding a primary. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Well, former President Trump is not immune from prosecution for alleged crimes he committed while he was in office. That's according to a federal appeals court.
The attack on our nation's capital on January 6th, 2021 was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy.
Special counsel Jack Smith charged Trump with 4 federal counts related to his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Trump has repeatedly insisted he was acting within the scope of his duties as president and therefore cannot be tried.
A president of the United States has to be free and clear of mind, and you can't be worrying about something where you're doing the right thing, but if it doesn't work out, you're going to end up in prison.
The judges disagreed, saying it does not make sense for the president, whose duty is to uphold the Constitution, to be allowed to break laws without consequences. In a statement today, the Trump campaign argued that without complete immunity, no president could properly perform their duties for fear of retribution. Well, a bipartisan group of senators has proposed a bill to overhaul immigration policies and tighten border security. Today, President Joe Biden championed the proposal, but it faces steep opposition from some Republicans.
I think there's been a real lack of leadership on this.
Some senators have proposed a bill that would give the give the Department of Homeland Security the authority to shut the border if migrant crossings rise above 5,000 per day within a given week, or 8,500 in a single day. The bill would also allow immigration services to decide asylum cases at the border.
The reforms in this bill are essential for making our border more orderly, more humane, and more secure.
Passing the legislation may prove difficult, as many Republicans worry it doesn't go far enough, and some think leaving current immigration policies in place could help them win key races in the 2024 election. All right, we're going to head to another break here, but first, here's your look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
E.T.
E.T. Hi, E.T. Wow. Only on E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Remember that cold snap in January? You could be feeling it now with your energy bill. I'm Derek Dice from 4 News Now. There's a 5-month wait to get an energy audit from Avista, but I'm getting you that money-saving information now. Watch my home energy audit Thursday on Good Morning Northwest.
Hi, I'm Ken, and I'm a lawyer.
I'm Donnie, and I'm not, but I am an advocate.
So am I.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
Seriously injured? You deserve justice. You deserve an advocate.
That's us.
All of us.
Spokane Exercise Equipment is the Inland Northwest premier provider of top-of-the-line exercise and rehabilitation equipment. Once the Spokane Exercise Equipment technicians have finished setting up your new home gym, that's when the workout competition begins. Spokane Exercise Equipment has all you need to achieve your fitness goals. They offer delivery, installation, service, and maintenance for all residential and commercial customers. Visit them in downtown Spokane or go online to see their full line of products.
Now, Mr. Johnson, let go of your butt.
Welcome back, slackers. I got cameras all over this joint.
She must be stopped.
You guys missed a lot.
Abbott Elementary, an hour-long supersized premiere on ABC.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
Leap into savings this February at both Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene. And when you bring in your tax return, Cal will match it up to $2,000. Plus, you'll have a chance to win $250,000 on leap day.
Donnie, what will the advocates do to get our clients justice?
Everything.
And what do they pay if we don't win?
Nothing.
So we give.
Our all.
And the clients pay?
Nothing.
Unless we win. Pretty good deal.
Pretty great deal.
Injured? You deserve an advocate.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
More seasonable weather in the forecast. 26 is our average overnight low. Looks like we'll finally get to that by Saturday morning. By Saturday morning, 38 is our average high. So even though we have a cooling trend, we're just cooling back down to reality.
Right? So getting kind of just back to normal, pretty much.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us here tonight on 4 News Now at 6. We'll be back with 4 News Now Nightside coming up at 11 o'clock tonight. We hope you'll join us then.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.